Hi, you guys. Okay, Snowfall, Season 4, Episode 7. Okay, the episode starts off with Franklin having a meeting with Leon, Louis, and Jerome, and Peaches. And Franklin is briefing Louis on what happened at the club with Fatback Body found at her bar. And she is like nervous, like, what about the coke? He said, look, I told you I took care of that. I cleared it out. You don't have to worry. And Louis said, yeah, but Manboy is dropping off dead bodies at my bar. And Leon said, well, it wasn't bodies. It was just one. Franklin tells Louis, look, relax. Everything is going to be all right. The police now have their target for Tiana's murder, so they're not on our backs anymore. Leon is going to go back to the projects, recruit more soldiers. We're going to protect what's ours. The meeting has now adjourned, and Franklin asked Jerome, is he okay? Because the way he was looking with the mean face. And Jerome like, yeah, I'm good. But we know Jerome is in his feelings because Louis told him that Franklin's supplier, Reed, is actually CIA. And him and Leon is the only one that didn't know. Okay, so the family's going to throw Elton a party tonight. But meanwhile, he's out there contemplating if he should call Irene or not. Will Elton be the weak link that Irene needs? Even though Elton is sick and tired of this mess with Franklin and these drugs, I don't think that he would sell out his own son to investigators. I just don't think that. And as of right now, Elton take his ass home and he's surprised with a party with his family. And they are celebrating his sobriety. After dinner, the family is sitting around talking about the good old days, Sissy and Elton. Sissy says when her and Elton first met that they would always talk constantly about the Black Panthers, of course. And Elton was a Bible thumper. She said that Elton knew that Bible from back to front. Although Franklin and Elton relationship was kind of rocky, at this moment, Franklin looks like he's very proud of his father and the man that he is today. Sissy goes on to say that she was joking that if her mother was alive, that she wouldn't like Elton so much because of his Bible thumping ways. Jerome said, no, she wouldn't have. She would have shot his blasphemous ass with her 38, and they all laughed. And Louis jokingly said, well, I know she wouldn't have liked me. And Jerome said she sure wouldn't have. So damn, Jerome, tell us how you really feel. Franklin breaks the tension with giving his father a toast. He said, to a Bible breaker and a revolutionary, congratulations. And they all said they love Elton. Okay, the next day down at the shelter, Elton is there. And Wanda comes up to Elton and she said, I've been asking around, and you're Franklin's father? And Elton said, yeah, how you know Franklin? And Wanda said, well, from around the way. Wanda up here collecting information. Now, a crying baby interrupts their conversation, and Elton goes over to the baby and gets her off the floor. Now he's looking for the baby's father, the one who wife left him. Yeah, he left his baby there abandoned. So the baby was crying, and now Elton is looking for him, and Wanda said she'll help. So they go outside and they run down the street and they find him dead to the wall of a drug overdose. When the police arrive, he tells Elton that he's seeing more and more of these cases. The rock cocaine is pushing through a weakened heart and causing a cardiac arrest. The social worker asked Elton where was the little boy and girl's mother, and Elton told her, well, they don't know. She's been missing over a month, and most likely she's strung out on a rock cocaine. And the police officer said, well, maybe we can track her down. And the social worker tells him, even if you do, she may not be fit for custody. He tells Elton that she's going to try to get in touch with relatives. And if she can't, then they will have to go into foster home temporarily. And there's no guarantee that they will be able to stay together. Elton goes home and he discusses this with Sissy. And Sissy said, well, damn, is there anything that we can do? And Elton said, yes, we can stop this. Sissy tells Elton now we already done said the plan was for 2 years. And Elton tells Sissy, if you really believe that, then you're drinking the Kool-Aid as well. Elton is right. Sissy, you know damn well in 2 years this shit is not going to be over. Sissy tells Elton, absolutely not. I'm not going to abandon my son again. If you can talk Franklin into leaving, then that's fine. That's what we'll do. But other than that, no. Okay, next, Franklin and Peaches is on their way to do a drop. Peaches noticed that someone is following them. Franklin said, fuck it, pull over, let's see what they want. Peaches pulled over and jumped out like, what the fuck y'all want? And the car makes a U-turn, pull off. So Peaches hopped back in, he proceeds to chase them, and Franklin said, no, hold up. I missed one drop, I'm not going to miss any more. They were black guys, right? Well, they've been following us probably since we've been at the club. Franklin figures that somebody trying to find out the plug, which it probably is. It's probably Manboy. You know, that's his mission, to find out who Franklin Plug is. Because in Manboy mind, once he get rid of Franklin and Leon and them, he wants to still keep the business going. So with that being said, I do believe that's Manboy people's following Franklin. Franklin meets up with Oso because, you know, Oso is taking care of Teddy's business while Teddy is making his way to Panama. Franklin tells Oso, look, Teddy was down the bar the other night, fucked up, and I think he was sniffing cocaine. And if something is wrong with him, it's in both of our best interest that we know. Oso tells Franklin, look, you ask him. And Franklin said, don't you think if he was here that I would ask him? But he's not here. So Oso says, look, he's fine. Because Oso is not messy. He's not going to go tell Teddy business if Teddy didn't tell Franklin himself. Okay, Leon makes his way back down to the project since the heat had died down. Leon meets up with Ronnie, and he tells him, it's a lot of new homies around. And Ronnie said, well, niggas gotta eat best way they can. Ronnie tells Leon that a lot has changed since they left, and that the wash machine was broken that Leon had put in for the community. He also tells Leon that Dion, Fatback cousin, was looking for him. So they go on up to Leon's cousin, Dion. Dion tells Leon that Fatback wasn't no gangster, but he made sure everybody in the community was all right, unlike his bitch ass. Leon tells Dion, that's why I came, to make shit right. Name your price. And Leon is like, are you for real? You left mouths to feed without any bread. Nigga, fuck you. So Leon is just staring Dion in his face. So Dion said, what? Are you feeling froggy? Nigga, leap. So he takes off his jacket. Dion grabs his gun from the back and he passes it to his friend. He wants to fight Leon straight up, one-on-one. Nigga, what's up? You feeling froggy? Leap. Dion felt like, Leon, okay, y'all had y'all things going wrong, but you left a whole community behind. This was your project. You was running it, making sure everything was fine. And just because something happened to you, you took flight and let everybody fend for themselves. As a leader, you cannot leave your community hanging like that. So Leon, thinking he was going to come back and pick off where he left off, he got a surprise. Hell no. What you think this is? You left this shit wide open. Now you have to take it back. Earn it back. Leon tells Dion, nah, I ain't come here for that. Leon did the right thing by walking away. He has to find out how he can win his community back. Okay, over to Teddy. Teddy is going to Panama and he's going with Ivy. So Teddy gets on a plane and immediately he's asking for something stronger than the champagne that Ivy was pouring up. Teddy said, fuck it, and he takes the whole bottle of champagne. Ivy sees that Teddy is spiraling. Eventually, Teddy goes into the bathroom to indulge in some booger sugar. Ivy asks Teddy was he going to share. He tells Teddy, although for the medicinal qualities of the cocoa plant, I wouldn't endorse this as a method of coping. Ivy tells Teddy that he can remember working for a certain government agency in Israel, and he experienced occupational burnout. Then in 1972, he really messed up. So Teddy said, oh my God, that was you that put the bomb in the book? Some of us was impressed. And Ivy said, yeah, but not my superiors. They distanced themselves from me. I refused to quit. I put myself through so much unnecessary anguish when I should have just walked away. They told me I was leaving. Which way was up to me. Either I walk away or I get carried away. Harvey knows what Teddy is going through, and he's basically asking Teddy, how far will you go for this? Will Teddy have to make the decision to walk away or get carried away? Because the way I'm looking at it now, Teddy is going to get carried away. Okay, over to Manboy, and this part was hilarious. So Manboy and his crew is outside, and two women pulls up and talking about they got Leon. They have came to collect their $5,000 for this bounty. Manboy said, hold up, why the fuck is some hoes bringing me a nigga dead body? And the lady said, hold up, we ain't no hoes. Don't act dumb now. Your sister put the bounty out on the street and now we came to get paid. And they popped the trunk. And they have, this person don't even look like Leon. At first I thought it was a female. The only thing is they have an afro. So Manboy tells them, this isn't even Leon. And they said, hold up, like, wait a minute. I done got a babysitter for this and everything. At least can we get $4,000? Now, ma'am, why would we give you $4,000 for a dead body that we didn't even ask for? You got this all fucked up. These bitches is going around killing people, innocent people, trying to collect the bounty. This is ridiculous. Rightfully so, this pisses Manboy off, and he goes to confront Khadijah. And he asks her, what the fuck are you doing? I have plans in motion. You're going to fuck shit up. And then you got bitches over here killing innocent people. Khadijah tells Manboy that she was only thinking of her daughter. You know, she's in mama bear mode and she want revenge, which I understand. Khadijah tells Manboy that he need to get on it because it's going to take a while to call off a hit. So he need to step to it. They're going to have to kill Khadijah as well because she's not going to stop. Just like a mama bear. She's not going to stop until Leon is dead. And fuck that, Leon ain't going nowhere. So Khadijah, you got to go. Leon goes down to Lloyd Bar to talk to Jerome. He tells Jerome, look, I'm having a problem with an OG. I know you came up with them. I don't know how to get through to him. He won't even hear me out. And Jerome tells him, look, to OG, gangbang is more about colors and money. It's about community. So Leon said, well, shit, this is not Sesame Street. What I'm supposed to do, wrap it up in a box? Like, how am I supposed to do this? Jerome asks Leon, Fatback was more than just an overhead to them, right? He made sure everyone had what they needed, right? Fatback made them feel like they was taken care of. And now that he's gone, that's your job now. You have to show them that you're serious. Jerome tells Leon, look, I'm going to go with you. And this makes Leon like happy, like, because he didn't know what to do. He didn't know where to go. And, how to talk to these people so he can get his community back, because even though shit wasn't left with Fatback and all that, he didn't want that. Leon didn't want that. Leon is also learning that even if you personally is going through something, your community still depends on you. So you have to leave those affairs in order when things does go to the left. So Jerome is involving himself, I think more so because he feel guilty that Leon is like him. They was left out in the unknown where everybody know what's going on. Them two don't. So Jerome seems like he's taking Leon under his wing, and I'm liking this. Louis asks Jerome, you really gonna go down the projects? And Jerome said, look, you the one who said we got to help out the CIA, man. So if you're not going to straighten this out, shut the fuck up and let me go. And this is making me mad with Lloyd because she act like she wants to rid of Leon. And I don't like that. Okay, back in the projects, Jerome got the grill going. Leon replaced the washer. And Wanda pulls up and she's trying to tell Leon that while she was at the shelter, some Oriental lady come in asking for information. So Leon don't really want to be bothered. He needs to take the time out to listen to people. And at the same time, this is Wanda. So he's not used to her being clean again. So he's treating her like her old ways. Like, what, Wanda? What do you want? Okay, all right, good. Go on about your business. Wanda is trying to tell him that he heard something, and he says, Wanda, say what you got to say, spit it out. But as she was talking, here come Dion. So he tells Wanda to go ahead and get lost. So Dion comes over and said, didn't I say it won't be no business? So Leon said, well, does it look like it? And Jerome come in on an angle of he knew Dion's family from back in the day. Jerome tells Dion, look, we going to take care of the funeral expenses for Fatback, and we going to pay you double if you throw in some soldiers. So Dion said, you know what? I got some soldiers for you. But if something happened to them, something is going to happen to you. And just like that, the beef is over. And Leon got his community back. Ulta makes the ultimate decision to meet up with Irene to give her information for her story she wants to break. Elton think he's doing something because he asked her to leave his son name and his family name out of it. But Irene can give a fuck. She already know who is who, and she will put that shit down whether Elton want her to or not. How Elton wind up at Irene's house, I do not know. And they gets there, and this bitch still is pressuring with her persistent ass Elton into giving more information, and he's like, oh, fuck it, okay. Elton is a sellout. I don't care. You don't give up your children. You don't give up your family. Elton was benefiting from the business. He had himself a shelter. He was living with them. This shit is a snake. Elton is a snake. Like he said before, Irene had all her information and shit. He could have just allowed her to do what she got to do and told Franklin what was going on and leave it at that. He is not going to change the world by selling his son out. Hell no. Okay, down in Panama, Ivy and Teddy is waiting for the banker, and she come on out and she said, I'm sorry, we had an error when our employees, they did this, and we happily returned $15 million back into your U.S. account. And so Teddy is like, I didn't come all the way the fuck down here just for you to say, I'm sorry, it was an error. Bitch, you got me fucked up. He wants to know who was the employee and where the fuck is he at right now. The banker lady said, nope, that's an internal problem. Teddy tells her, well, that doesn't make no sense. If he took the money, why is he still hanging around? And the lady tried to tell him because if he ran, it would make him look guilty. Bottom line, Teddy's not trying to hear that shit, and I understand. This has me thinking that Ivy and this lady is working together, and you're not going to tell me no different. But Teddy is not trying to hear that shit. He's going to track this man down himself. He gets to his room and he called his people to track that, get some information about this banker. He plans on paying him a visit. Ivy knocks on his door. And I'm thinking Ivy, he don't want to lose track of Teddy like he did Franklin that day. But Ivy is telling him, look, just chill out. I don't want you to go nowhere and do nothing stupid today. Teddy is like, yeah, whatever. And I can't blame Teddy. 15 million, y'all bitches is playing with me. And now that y'all heard that I'm coming on down here, y'all want to fix everything, but it's too late for that now. Okay, back down at the projects, Leon got his new crew and he getting everything in order. He's telling them that he want the blocks up by the end of the night. And Jerome is there helping him out. So this girl comes up behind Leon and she pointed a gun at him and she said, $5,000 dead or alive. I'm going to have to collect on that. Jerome and Leon turns around like, what? And right behind her pulls up Einstein. I think that's his name, Einstein. He puts a gun behind her head. So Leon said, how you gonna collect if you dead? The girl tells him that both of her parents has gone off the pipe and they hungry and the water is shut off and things like that. And Leon said, well, if you need something, you just ask. And he passes her some money. And Jerome said, hell no, give me that. And he said, tell me more about this bounty that's on his head. So she gives them more information, and Jerome and Leon takes this back to Lloyd Bar and they discuss this with Louis and Franklin. And now that everybody understands that it's a bounty on their head, Louis is freaking out, talking about because of these niggas, she gonna wind up dead. No, it's because you go so hard, you're gonna wind up fucking dead. Jerome tells her, what I'm trying to tell you is we always had to watch out for our back. It's no different. And that's what I'm saying now. Like, what makes you think that you was all in the clear, that you can walk back and forth and Manboy won't run up on you? What makes Louis feel like she's so safe and untouchable? Sissy interrupts this conversation because Franklin had to get home because Elton came home and told Sissy that basically he's working with the reporter. So when they get back to the house, Franklin tells Elton that I told Mama that you wouldn't be that simple to do something like that without talking to me first. And Elton said, well, look, the story was going to get out anyway. How do you think she found me? Elton said, well, at least this way the CIA takes the fall and you come out clean. Franklin said, so what you going to do, run and hide from the CIA? And Elton said, well, Shakur is in Cuba right now. And Franklin said, so what the fuck you think all of us going to go down to Cuba? And Elton said, well, if that's what it takes. Franklin said, look here, I'm not going to no fucking Cuba. I'm staying right the fuck here. Franklin is asking Elton for her name, and he's coming closer, and he pulls the gun out on Elton. And Elton said, hold up. What you gonna do? Shoot me? You gonna shoot me like you shot Andre? Elton tells Franklin, look, think about it. We survived massacres in Africa. We survived Jim Crow lynching. We survived slavery. Franklin wasn't trying to hear none of that shit. He cocked back and hit the shit out of Elton. Sissy runs over there, push Franklin over to the wall. Franklin grabbing his chest like he hurt. It's just a pure mess. And he tells Elton to leave. Leave Elton. He's no longer calling him Pop. His name is Elton. Elton is trying to tell Sissy sweet poetry. Franklin ain't trying to hear that shit. Get your shit and get the fuck up out my house. I can't blame Franklin. Elton, you made the choice to snake your family out. Well, you don't have one now. All this stress had Franklin running over to Tinashe's house. And I think he's running over to the wrong arms. Like, it's no telling what this bitch is up to and who she's going to be telling shit to. And he just lets it all out. Okay, Teddy has found the banker, and Teddy, he breaks the man home and he wakes him up. The man is asleep, and he wakes the man up, asking him did he steal his money. So the man is like, what? How the fuck you get in here? And the man does not know what Teddy is talking about. Teddy is torturing this man, trying to get information out. And I believe this man does not know what the hell Teddy is talking about. Ivy and that banker conspired together to take Teddy's money and do something and juggle it around. And this man got caught up in the middle. A few moments later, it's a knock on the door. It's the police. And Teddy get the fuck up out of there. And in walks with the police, the banker, and Ivy's ass. This father tells me Ivy has something to do with that money that went missing. Irene's ex-husband is over there now, and she pulls up a drink to celebrate her accomplishment. And he said, no, I have an early morning. So he turned down the drink. And he's not that enthused. He tells Irene that he worry about her anger. He worry about that Irene is gun-ho for the government because what the government did to her family and his family. He worries that her exposing them will bring trouble to her and her family. And Irene tells him, well, our daughter is on the other side of the United States and she doesn't care about me. And you're in a whole nother relationship, so they wouldn't be worried about you. Y'all will be fine without me. He tells Irene, no, we will not be fine without you, Irene. Irene tells him, look, I know I wasn't the best wife or mother, but this is the reason why. He tells her, well, look, I hear you, and I hope it goes the way you want. And we see Irene starting her story. Last episode, I said Irene was going to be dead by this episode. I can definitely count on my bottom dollar that next episode, Irene is going to be dead. Teddy is going to come back, and this shit going to fall on his lap, and he ain't going to try to hit his shit. Hell the fuck no. Irene ass is going to be dead next episode. Also, we see that when Oso was in Teddy's desk, that a fax came through, and this may be information on Lucia. Well, that's where the story ends, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Bye.